Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to one and all present here. On behalf of the Institution Innovation Council of Sri Chandraprabhu Jain College, Minju, in proud collaboration with Adhiyaman Arts and Science College for Women Salem, I am delighted to welcome you all to this insightful online webinar on the topic Innovation and Entrepreneur Ecosystem and Startup Landscape. This session is dedicated to exploring the power of innovative thinking and how institutions like ours can contribute to building strong entrepreneurial ecosystem for the future. To commence today's session on a gracious note, I now invite Mrs. Lakshmi, Assistant Professor of BCA, to deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning to each and every one of you. It is with great and joy and enthusiasm that I welcome you all to this insightful, enriching webinar on I&E ecosystem and startup landscape organized by Sri Chandraprabhu Jain College, Mijur. This collaboration with the Adhiyaman Arts and Science College of Women. I would also like to express our sincere gratitude to our college management, principal, and organizing committee, faculty, and technical team for their unwavering support in making a event possible. We are deeply honored to have among us a distinguished resource person, Dr.B. Serena Margaret, whose expertise and experience in the field will undoubtedly inspire us all. We extended our heartfelt thanks to you for graciously accepting our invitation and joining us today. Welcome, ma'am. Once again, and welcome all of this webinar.
Thank you, Lakshmi ma'am, for your warm and thoughtful words of welcome. It is now time to introduce our esteemed resource person for today. I now call upon Mr. Sivashankar, Assistant Professor of Computer Science, to give a formal introduction of our chief guest, Dr. B. Serena Margaret, Associate Professor and Head PG and Research, Department of English, St. Mary's College, Thoothukudi.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone present here. It is my honor to welcome our distinguished chief guest, Dr. B.Serena Margaret. She is assistant professor of St. Mary's College at Thoothukudi with over 20 years of academic experience since 2000. She holds MA, MPhil, PhD, NET and SLET qualification and specialized in American literature. Her academic contribution focused on American literature, environmental studies, and cultural narratives. She has published research articles in UGC CARE listed journals and served as editor of the Humanities and Social Science Studies Journal. Dr. Margaret has been actively involved as a resource person, session chair, and subject expert in numerous conferences and seminars, workshops. She also contributes to academic governance as IQAC coordinator, NIRF coordinator, and ARIIA coordinator, and innovation ambassador. She plays a key role in promoting research quality enhancement and digital learning through platforms like SWAYAM and NPTEL. Her work reflects a commitment to academic excellence, institutional growth, and student empowerment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shiva sir, for the detailed and respectful introduction. With great enthusiasm and anticipation, we now invite our honorable resource person, Dr. B. Serena Margaret, to enlighten us with her expert insights on innovation and entrepreneur ecosystem and startup landscape. Ma'am?
Yes, good
Yes.
afternoon to the respected dignitaries of Sri Chandra Prabhu Jain College, Minju, from St. Mary's College Autonomous, Thoothukudi. I greet Dr. N. Sujata, Principal of Sri Chandra Prabhu Jain College, and Mr. Lalit Kumar O. Jain, Secretary, and Dr. S. Satya, Convener, Institutions Innovation Council, for giving me this opportunity to address the students as well as the faculty. My heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Thirumal Murugan from Adhiyaman College Principal, Adhiyaman College, and Dr. Shobha, IIC President, and Dr. M. Anbuselvi, IIC Convener, and Dr. B.K. Revati, Coordinator. So, warm greetings to dear faculty and the students. And as it is an afternoon session, uh, it is even though it's an interesting topic, with a lot of much focus needed. Let me just go about it as the session has been planned in different stages. So I will just throw light on the, as my title suggests, I&E ecosystem at the HEI. HEI is a higher educational institution and the startup landscape. So here I would like to focus on strategies for promoting entrepreneurship, which is the need of the hour. So here, Ministry of Education. So I've given you all these logos and symbols as found in Ministry of Education's website with a specialized focus on innovation cell. And MOE, it measures to strengthen the current I&E ecosystem in HEIs by streamlining the potential of the students' problem solving skills, and entrepreneurial mindset, and promoting a strong intra as well as inter-institutional partnership. Here we have a lot of strategies and governance for promoting I&E through various practical ways. So the importance of going through pre-incubation process of problem identification, solution development, proof of concept validation, and prototype development, business model and proposal development. So today there is a need for mechanisms devised by the institute to ensure maximum exploitation of entrepreneurial opportunities with industrial and commercial collaborations, to stress the important role of the HEIs in nurturing the entrepreneurial culture in their students by helping them develop the 20th century skills, that is critical thinking skills, creativity, collaboration, and communication. So this is the format how I have titled my presentation. Let me move into the slides. So could you see, are the slides moving, ma'am? Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Organize the slides, are they moving, ma'am?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yeah,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. So here I have given you some of the uh, statutory regulatory bodies, okay, so SRAs we call them, who give kind of guidelines to the higher educational institutions how to go about and nurture this ecosystem of innovation entrepreneurship. So as you know, we are a growing economy, and India is a growing economy. The number of graduates are increasing each year, and it is high time that we realize, job opportunities are there, plenty of job opportunities are there, but the population that comes out of our educational institutions, they are large, whereas the job opportunities, they don't match up to that level. So it is high time that the higher educational institutions, they realize the need of the hour, that we should nurture this culture among our students. So following the guidelines of all these statutory regulatory bodies, and you have Ministry of Education's innovation cell, and AICT in all their engineering programs, they highlight the importance of entrepreneurial skills. And you find the Kapila forum, where the IPR cell is highlighted, and Yuthi portal, where we have to just the patents filed by the institution that can be registered here also. Okay, so ARIA now it has been changed as NIRF innovation ranking, and earlier in when it was introduced in 2000 and 2020 and 2021, it was called Atal ranking for institutional innovation activities. So now it has been changed as it is included in NIRF as NIRF innovation ranking. And so, with all these measures, the government is trying to promote the entrepreneurial ventures. And here, the interventions. So, what are the interventions? So, national level, it provides you a platform And there is a policy intervention, as I told you, through all these statutory regulatory bodies. The higher educational institutions are asked to promote these quality culture among their students through the curriculum and other extracurricular activities. So we have to just incorporate innovative courses, and then we have to uh, I'll just show you here. Okay. So hand holding certain opportunities. Okay. So that the promotion of this entrepreneurial ventures, it takes place at the institution level through the pre incubation centers, and some of the institutions, they have gone ahead with the incubation also. So here, the global startup landscape I have given, and where India stands here. So here, India is positioned. I think this is a somewhat 1 year ago statistics. So India is positioned as third and competing with Israel. And you find that the size of the bubble, you could see. I hope that you could see in that picture the size of the bubble, which represents the total number of startups in the particular geopolitical area. Okay, so based on that, they are called aspirants, emergents, and mavericks. Okay, based on the percentage of representation in the total number of startups in the geopolitical area. And here, the startup activity index, the formula is given: total startups per capita, acquisitions, unicorn analysis, investors ecosystem, funding, and advanced tech focus. So here, government focus and country specific indices, the policies and government funding. Okay, so you nowadays you have the new gen projects. Okay, so the student startups, some of the engineering institutions are getting that, and you find that in under this new gen projects, student project, it gets up to 3 lakh validation, so that within 3 years the student has to complete. And then some of the products which are in the need of the society. Okay, so one of the students in the southern side, uh, he has created a device for sowing the seeds, which has been approved. Okay, so some of these innovations, they just uh, come under the I mean, when you are able to bring in that initiative, and then you just send a proposal. So after much deliberations, there is all possibility that you will be getting it. And now in the Indian innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem, just showing you so how these startups have emerged, and the age distribution, based on the age distribution, educational qualifications, student startups, and the female entrepreneurs. I've just given you the growth, as it is found in the Ministry of Education's innovation website. I have just given you. So you see that the age distribution for the startups, most of them, it is the 31 to 45 years, it is higher, it is of higher percentage, 44 percentage. And then you find that in the educational qualification also, engineering graduates, they are almost double with the startups. And then it has, you see that the graph between 2 years itself, it is so varied that it has boomed. Okay, the student startups, the number of persons involving themselves as startups. And you see that female entrepreneurs, they also have improved. And nowadays, during the lockdown, I think that women entrepreneurs, they used very well the Facebook live. No, some of them have become top level business women, using that Facebook live very well to suit their home entrepreneurship, like whatever it is, selling household products, or saris, or any form of dress material, whatever it is, they have used that time and the opportunity in a very convincing way. Okay, so that they have utilized all those platforms, and they have emerged as successful. That is a change that has taken place in the entrepreneurship arena after the corona. And now this startup mortality. So this graph. Okay, so this there are two graphs here. So it highlights, okay, so how the majority of the startups, they die within 1.5 years to 1 year and 9 months of since its inception. So this grow again, graph again I have just taken from the MOE's website, and here 55% of the failed startups have received funding. So we cannot simply say that it is only because of funding that the startups have failed. Sometimes they would have failed to just comprehend the difficulties, and they would have failed to address those issues. And then 20% of the failed startups graduated from incubators and the accelerators. So this graph, it gives us a picture, what could be the reason behind the startup mortality. Okay, what's the reason why these startups have died. And now the quest for development of an enabling system or culture in higher educational institutions. So the institution should take efforts to establish and build an I&D ecosystem, and it has to streamline existing ecosystem, and it has to strengthen the current ecosystem. So these are some of the ways where you could build that culture of improving. And now there is again this a kind of a mind map diagram which talks about the networked ecosystem, interinstitutional partnership, and network with regional and national startup ecosystem. So how can these innovative student enterprises emerge? Student and faculty innovations and student faculty startup entrepreneurial, it may be a scientist and faculty coming together, and then entrepreneurial student base. And here I have given you technological commercialization and startup service supportive facility. So all these things, and here in this side real market challenges and problems through industry support, which through corporate and private partnership and linkages. Okay, so there should be, we need that coherent policy guidance and resource support from the institute, university, central and state level. So this particular image, it gives us where we stand at the moment, what kind of networking is needed to build that innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem at the HEI level. And here you would have heard about NISP policy, NISP policy. So what it is about, I'm just giving you in nutshell what it means actually. So National Innovation and Startup Policy 2019 for the students and faculty in higher educational institutions. So NISP 2019, it was launched by Honorable Minister of Human Resource Development on 11th September 2019. This policy intends to guide the HEIs to promote students and faculty driven innovations and startups. It will be instrumental in leveraging the potential of students' problem solving and entrepreneurial mindset and promoting strong intra and interinstitutional partnerships. So, this particular point I highlighted in my introduction. So, here you have to think about the students' problem solving skills. Okay, and you should think about the entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, so something which is for example, if you already have a business, a small time business run by the family, you could think of taking it to online. Okay, sometimes they have succeeded very well. Okay, and promoting a strong intra within the institution and outside. For example, two different branches could come inside. Okay, they could come within the institution, and they could go for it. Okay, and they could create an interdisciplinary product. Okay, so some kind of like, just like projects we can think of in collaboration with. Okay, medicinal botany, and then some kind of ornamental fish culture and so on, something like that. Okay, so you can think of that intra and interinstitutional partnerships. So these are the thrust areas of NISP 2019. So the first level, so you as you see, it is given at from A to F. It has been given. Okay. So here I have just focused on. I have left some of the focus here, especially in D and E, because of lack of time. So I'll just focus on what I have given here as A, B, and C, and uh, excuse me. So here in A, as per the NISP policy of Ministry of Education, HEI's strategies and governance for promoting innovation and entrepreneurship, and then creating innovation pipeline and pathways for entrepreneurs, and then building organizational capacity, human resources, and incentives. And then A3 is collaboration, co-creation, and business relationship and knowledge exchange. And then in B category, you have norms for faculty and students driven innovations and startups. B1 and B2 focus on incentivizing faculty and students for entrepreneurship, and then norms for faculty startups. And then C, you have incubation and pre-incubation support. And then D is about IP, okay, intellectual property rights, okay, ownership rights for technologies developed at HEI. And then fifth one is about pedagogy and learning interventions for supporting innovations and startups. So here, as I have already told you, I'll just focus on A, strategies and governance for promoting entrepreneurships. So here, higher educational institutions, they formulate university or at the institution level, college level IND policy. Can have, in addition to the policies of the statutory regulatory bodies like UGC and the Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, at the university and at the college level also, we could develop IND policy in accordance with the NISP and the state government's startup policies. Okay, so HEIs, they achieve through mission statements. So any work that we start, we should have a vision and mission statement. Okay, and then we should have objectives and how we are going to just arrive at those, achieve that is our outcome. So the pre-plan, no, it should always be there. So senior faculty at the level of dean or director or any other equivalent position which befits the stature of the institute, higher educational institution, with less hierarchy and autonomy, must drive the entrepreneurial agenda, okay, in accordance with the SRAs. And then intra and inter-institutional relation to promote IND agenda, and institute can provide services and facilities to even outside entrepreneurs. Some of the entrepreneurs, if they are your alumni, you can just give them a place in your premises. And then resource mobilization plan, own resource, 1% of fund of the total annual budget of the higher education institution, it must be spent as a resource for its entrepreneurial activities. Raising fund from diverse sources, it may be through state and central agencies, and incubation fund support under CSR, corporate social responsibility fund of the premier institutions nearby your locality in your district. And section 135 of the Company Act of 2013, sponsorship donation from alumni network. So here our college has joined the institution's innovation council network and participated in Smart India Hackathon, okay, and in Atal ranking of institutional innovation achievement. So now it has been changed as NARF innovation. Okay, so some of the hackathons, toyathons, all these competitions that are just promoted through the MOU's innovation cell, students can participate in large numbers, and some students, they get the chance to present. The shortlisted students, they are asked to come present their proposals to the national level committees. And this is ARIA ranking 2021. And now it is changed, as I told you. And now we move on to creating innovation pipeline and pathways of entrepreneurs. The higher educational institution ensures that students participate in INE activities and go through pre-incubation process of problem identification, solution development, proof of concept validation and prototype development, business model and proposal development. So here is the problem identification. Okay, so sometimes when the big business houses now, so when they just go to just to think about of selling their products in the countries uh, where they were not in existence. For example, there was one of this famous shoe companies. They when they took the survey in the early in the middle of or probably even the beginning of the 20th century, when they went to one of the to the countries in the African continent, they two of the companies, they sent their just managers or some trainees to just take a survey or something, to take a survey how the feasibility of selling their products are there in those particular countries. And one of them, he gave a report saying, one of the persons who went there on behalf of his company, he gave a report that there is no possibility of selling those products in that particular country, because here people don't have any opportunity, any, they don't have the habit of wearing shoes. Okay, so we cannot sell our products here. And the second company, staff in charge, he wrote back to his owner stating that here the people don't have the habit of wearing the shoes, so we will have a huge market if we start our store here. Okay, so this is how, sometimes we think that it is not there, so there is no market for that. Okay, so we call about GTM nowadays, go to market plans. Okay, so here the problem identification itself, we can think about it, how whether we you can have a feasibility. Okay, so how do you think that fast food culture has come to us? Because everyone, okay, so everyone is thinking about of having a limited time in the kitchen, so that 2-minute noodles has worked out very well. And look at the people nowadays, students and other people, they don't have time to go out and eat. So Swiggy and Zomato, if you had thought about some 15 years ago or 20 years ago, the people would have laughed at those concepts. Okay, and now you look at the change. Okay, so people don't want to go out, but they want outside food to eat. So that concept has worked. Okay, and then solution development, sometimes the products. Okay, so the other day I was listening to the interview given by, I think, the CEO of Palmera, I think, the palm sugar, no, the person who is doing the product on palm sugar, Karipati, and so on. So he said that he wanted to find a solution for the usual complaint about that. No, we know that Karipati is very good for, it's a healthy product, an alternative for that sugar, but people don't use it much, and youngsters, they don't like it much, because after some time when you store it in any material container, the container may be stainless steel or it may be plastic, whatever it is melting. Okay, so it is melting, and so he found a solution for that. No, he developed a solution. So he thought, why not we serve it as a powder? So for making that palm, that Karpati into that powder form, he did that research, and now the product has clicked. Everyone is fond of that. Okay, so some type of thinking, critical thinking is needed, problem identification is needed, and solution development will automatically happen. Proof of concept validation, you have to check. Okay, you have to check, and then you have to validate your product, and then similarly prototype development also. Okay, and then how can you make it a successful business model, that is also there. The packing should be easier. Okay, the packing should be easier, refilling it should be there. So when you address such kind of issues, naturally the product will be a successful one. And the proposal development, when you are going to do it in a large scale, so for that you need to do that. And HEI links and collaborates their incubation unit with the external agencies and ecosystem enablers and provide network support to incubate startups. So you can do it in collaboration, okay, with the as I told you, with some of the funding agencies. Okay, so if you just develop your project proposal and bring them opportunities here and so on. Connecting student entrepreneurs with incubate startups for internship. So you can send your students as interns to those incubate startups and experience the sharing and encouraging participation of students in innovation and business plan competitions, and organizing such competitions, hackathons on campus, corporate walk, and then case studies, product demo sales, all those things. And then building organizational capacity, human resources, and incentives. So you can at the HA level, at the recruitment level, faculty with a strong innovation and entrepreneurial experience, behavior, and then this will hold in fostering the IE agenda and culture in the HEI. And the faculty and the departments, they could work in coherence and cross departmental linkages and maximum utilization of internal resources and knowledge. And faculty and staff, they should be encouraged to do courses, training, certificate, innovation, entrepreneurship, and IPR. And so nowadays faculty, they do a lot on innovation ambassador program by the MOE. Okay, so there are 4 levels of program, and most of the faculty, they do that. So each level, it has 1 month of course completion. Like you have to listen to the lectures, and then you have to do the assessment, and then you will be certified. And you have to just spread that knowledge that you have gained by conducting programs, and then again sending them as a report to MOE, so that they would certify you that you are an innovation ambassador. Okay, so to retain talent, the institute should develop academic and non-academic incentives and reward mechanism for all staff, faculty, and stakeholders. So academic and non-academic academic incentives, they may be given credits, extra credits, and non-academic incentives maybe through some programs helping the students just go for conferences and speak about their experiences and so on. And in one of the colleges that I know, they have asked their entrepreneur who has designed that product of sowing the seeds, as I told you, in the sowing the seeds in the field, which is an agrarian friendly product, to demonstrate its working in front of its board of studies members. So such ways, you can, it is a kind of a proud incentive to the student who has developed that. Okay, so performance matrix should be developed and used for evaluation as part of annual performance and contribution of the faculty towards achieving IND agenda. It should be part of the matrix. So A3 is collaboration, co-creation, and business relationship and knowledge exchange. Institute, it develops a policy or guideline document for forming and managing the relationship with the external stakeholders, including private industry. So first you have to have a guideline document when you are involving into a relationship with the external stakeholders. That is the need of the hour. Otherwise, in between, some issues may creep in. And knowledge exchange through collaboration and partnership, it should be made as part of the institutional policy. So knowledge exchange through collaboration, and then mechanisms devised by the institute to ensure maximum exploitation of entrepreneurial opportunities with industrial and commercial collaborations. Okay, so when it goes to a large scale, as a large scale product only, the benefit will be more. And knowledge development done by the institute through development of innovation knowledge platforms using ICT capabilities, repository of ideas, POCs, innovation and startups. It can be managed through the platforms. Then norms for faculty and student driven innovation startups. So as in the second level B1, in incentivizing students for innovation and entrepreneurship. And here the HEI should establish process and clear guideline and mechanism for easy creation and nurturing of startups and enterprises by students at the UG, PG, and PhD level, faculty and staff of HEI by setting up a committee and working committee on the following. So allow students to set up startups. Okay, it may be social or technical or non-technical, or working part-time for the startup while studying, working as intern, allowing students to earn credit for working on innovative prototypes or business models. Student innovators, entrepreneurs may be allowed to opt for startup in place, mini project, major project, seminar and summer training, etc. Allow student entrepreneurs to take a semester break to work on their startup, allowing student entrepreneurs and innovators to appear for the examination. Okay, so minimum attendance and after reviewed by committee on the case to case basis. One may need it and one may not need it. So these are the guidelines given by the Ministry of Education for supporting the student startups and within the institution, and networking with the external stakeholder also. So the institution can follow that, and for that you need a working committee which could think about these guidelines, and each institution has to develop that startup policy of its own. Okay, based on the NISP 2019, allowing student entrepreneurs to use the address of the hostel or the pre-incubation unit to register their venture while studying at the HEI. And then allowing faculty to start startup based on technology developed in the lab of the institution or previously developed somewhere else, but they have the ownership on intellectual property if it is a technology based startup, and no restriction on shares that staff and faculty can take as long as they don't spend more than 20% of the office time on the startup. So these are all the guidelines given in the uh, policy of the Ministry of Education. Okay, so they shouldn't spend more than 20% of the office time on the startup in advisory or consultant's role. If they are playing the role of an advisory or a consultant, they cannot take more than 20% of the office time, and they don't compromise with their existing academic and administrative work or duties allotted to them in the institution. And now, so what is how can we unleash the power of creativity in entrepreneurship? Thinking beyond the boundaries, fostering innovation. So most of the time, so the next slide is also related to this. So out of the box thinking, fostering innovation, differentiation, and competitive advantage. Okay, so sometimes the taglines, they work very better. So some of the advertisements, they are very sharp. Okay, so they just address this issue by being very creative. Okay, so some of the ads that we see nowadays, we understand that they overcome this competitive edge by being so unique in their creative thinking, and then you should be able to adapt to the current changes. Okay, then only your business model could be validated, and you have to empower others also. So the power of creativity in entrepreneurship. So the first level is, it is essential in identifying the new opportunities. So I told you the example of a shoe company. Okay, so essential in identifying new opportunities. Creative ideas can differentiate a business from its competitors. So I told you this example of that palm sugar, no, the karpati, how user friendly they thought about that, how it could be, without being melted. Okay, and that that was their USP. And then creativity helps entrepreneurs to solve the problems. Okay, so this creativity, they have that creativity, definitely it will help them solve their problems. And now the power of creativity in entrepreneurship, and then thinking outside the box, innovation and problem solving. So problem solving skills they will get, building a strong brand. It is not a cakewalk. but it is not a hard walk also. It could be a smart walk. Okay, building a strong brand, it could be a smart walk, provided that you go through these levels of thinking at a different point of time. Marketing and storytelling, no, each product, product selling, it is a storytelling. Okay, so to make that impression in the viewer's mind, in the consumer's mind, it is like a your the best story sells, we say. Okay, for example, some years ago, the taglines are very much powerful. Okay, one of the TV companies, I think, that Indian brand, it is no longer there. Their selling point was neighbors envy, owners pride. I think it was Onida TV. Neighbors envy, owners pride. That story sold actually. Okay, and then adapting to changes, collaborating and networking, and then differentiation and competitive advantage, embracing failure and taking risks. So one time it has failed doesn't mean it will fail. Maybe there is, if you just better it. Okay, better it, thinking through your creativity, and then you come with another one better version, it will again sell. Okay, so then it will become a successful model. And then here, entrepreneurial performance and impact assessment. Okay, so here, performance analysis of services and facilitates on regular basis development of key performance indicators, focus on input, process, output, outcome, and impact level. So this is the STAR principle, where you have these five are very important: input, process, output, outcome, and the impact of that product. Then uh, there is a principle called SMART, no, which is highlighted in the uh, yeah, which is highlighted in the business models. Like specific, it should be that you should follow this principle of SMART: specific, that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So when you just your products are based on this. Okay, specific, measurable, your business plan, GTM, your business plan, if it is based on this principle: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, definitely your innovative product will sell. Okay, so now I'll just shift my attention to some of the research perspectives on ancient India. Indian culture and philosophy, they have had a strong influence on the world. Their rich legacies to world heritage must not only be nurtured and preserved for posterity is for generations, but also research, enhanced, and put to new uses through our education system. So it will be a catalyst for quality academic research in all fields. Okay, so we have National Research Foundation, NRF, and then overarching goal of the NRF will be to enable a culture of research to permeate through our universities. So the National Research Foundation will be governed independently of the government by a rotating board of governors consisting of the very best researchers and innovators across the field. So the primary activities of the NRF will be to fund competitive peer-reviewed grant proposals of all types across all disciplines, seed, grow, and facilitate research at the academic institution, and it will act as a liaison, a connection between the researchers and relevant branches of government as well as industry, so as to allow breakthroughs to be optimally brought into policy and our implementation and recognize outstanding research and progress. Approach to energize research programs. Okay, so there are masters and doctoral programs will also be significantly enhanced by being located in vibrant multidisciplinary communities by the breaking of silos, and then focus their research and coursework on more interdisciplinary subjects, relevant research that helps local, state, and the national communities. So doctoral students may be engaged significantly in providing academic support to undergraduate students. So these are some of the approaches an institution can adapt to energize the research programs. And then coursework for graduate programs, both doctoral and masters, will aim to develop relevant skills and ethics in students. Example, an understanding of what constitutes to be innovation, academic honesty, non-plagiarism, and write proposals for grants. So today we are in the era of artificial intelligence. So when we ask the students to prepare a project itself, most of them is copy paste and so on, without even trying to bring in their own editing. Okay, so you simply keep on just using the artificial intelligence. Okay, so but minimalizing it and bringing your own inputs, that is also the need of the hour. Only accredited institution will be permitted to have PhD programs on entrepreneurship. And then national research, uh, the previous one I told you, NRF will also provide prestigious fellowships for both postdoctoral fellows to pursue high quality research at the institute. And now, implementation of entrepreneurial vision by the HEI, ensure maximum student participation, link and collaborate their incubation unit with external agencies and entrepreneurial agenda. It should be the responsibility of a senior faculty at the HEI. It may be dean or director, the NISP policy of 2019. And then ensure maximum student participation. So you can just conduct a demo sales or conduct a sales day, and if the student is having her startup, you can have a display of that. Okay, so in our institute we just conduct some every year we give them an opportunity to and conduct college bazaars and so on. So the student who has a small startup, okay, with the registration number, or sometimes they are taking care of their uh, parents venture and they are giving it an online registration and so on. Okay, so it's not all the startups are registered, they are doing it at a small level in their own homes also. So you can encourage, you can just give them a chance to uh, to show their products. Okay, so that the other students will have a feel of it. Okay, connect student entrepreneurs with the incubate startups for internship and experience. So what is the role of the pedagogy here? So it aims to facilitate a pedagogy, a methodology that makes education experiential. Okay, so you have to have that experience of. Okay, so the pedagogy, a methodology that takes the curriculum. Okay, lab to land we call it. Okay, an experiential. An experiential value should add to it, holistic, integrated, inquiry driven. Okay, so we should ask more queries, then only you will get answers. Okay, so discovery oriented and learner centered, discussion based. Okay, flexible. Okay, the curriculum, it should be learner centered. Okay, earlier it was more of teacher centered, and now we are talking about the pedagogy which is learner centered, and it should be discussion based and flexible. Okay, so thus instigating a sense of problem solving and an attitude of innovation in the children instead of indulging in a herd mentality. Okay, so herd mentality, it is people thinking no a majority opinion, it is accepted. Okay, so people are going towards it, instead of having an individual opinion. Okay, so you just accept that the majority opinion, so that is called herd mentality. Okay, so we should develop that attitude of innovation in the children, of indulging in instead of allowing them to accept the majority opinion. So, research, innovation, and entrepreneurship for HEIs, it is important to be knowledgeable, but even more important to take a step to implement their knowledge. Instead of simply stating that we are knowledgeable, so how can you show to the world that your knowledge is utilized properly? No, only when we just achieve something. Okay, so NISP 2019, it's a guiding framework to enable the institutes to actively engage the students and faculties in innovation and entrepreneurship related activities. So, how can HEIs, higher educational institutions, can successfully play a role, by creating quality entrepreneurial culture? Okay, we should go about this. Okay, the 4 C's of the 21st century skills are critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Skills are often referred to as 3 R's. Okay, reading, writing, and arithmetic. So in addition to that, we also have, in English we used to say, LSRW skills. They are also very important. Okay, so the key subjects here are, okay, see the life and career skills. Okay, the 3 R's, information, media, and technological skills. Okay, so professional development, learning, and innovation skills. Okay, so those four only I have given here. So, entrepreneurial revolution in new education policy. It has space to make young generation more imaginative, innovative, ingenious, proactive, pioneering, prospect oriented. So this is the core of the entrepreneurship. We should be imaginative. When you are imaginative, only you will think of it. You will think of producing a lot of innovations. Okay, and then ingenious, a clever way of doing that. Proactive, you should work towards it. You should thinking of implementing what you have imagined. Okay, to be the unique idea, and then you should be a pioneer. Okay, and then prospect oriented. So here, it's at the core of entrepreneurship. It is also competence that all demography increasingly needs to have in today's milieu. So it may be a different career choice, but some of them, they are indulging in their hobbies. Okay, as a kind of startup, and it clicks. Okay, they may be in a different career. Okay, they may be in a different career, but it has clicked them. Okay, clicked well for them. Entrepreneurial revolution, students to be industry ready at a much earlier age, usher in the startup culture into schools and making entrepreneurship more accessible and acceptable. Undertaking industrial taking an internship while still in school still enrich students in terms of not just industry specific skills, but life skills as well. This coping mechanism, it's not at all taking place among the students today. No, I feel that they are very much upset about failure. No, you all of us want success, but success you can achieve only through hard work. Okay, they say that we don't need hard work. We are all smart people. We can do smart work, but to know what is smart work, you need to do hard work. Okay, there is no substitute for hard work. Okay, so that all the students, they must understand that you may be highly intelligent, but you intelligence combined with hard work only will do provide the result for us. Okay, so involving innovators and entrepreneurs in an advisory capacity would definitely be a step forward in that direction. Okay, so here, you should become the job creators and not the job seekers. So this is a vision of the government of India. Okay, so you should become the job creators and not the job seekers. Given the explosive pace of technological development allied with the sheer creativity of the tech savvy teachers. So today, that all your teachers they're highly efficient in handling all the technical devices. Okay, to make teaching more effective. Okay, through the student friendly teaching pedagogies. Okay, so simple techniques. Okay, that has provided a lot of good impact on the students. Okay, so tech savvy teachers, creativity of the tech savvy teachers, and entrepreneurs, including student entrepreneurs. So it is certain that technology will impact education in multiple ways, but only some of which can be foreseen at the present time. So I'd like to just focus on this also. So this is validating a business plan. I'll just go about it in a very fast way. So business validating a business plan, the components of business planning, understand the templates used for planning and monitoring a business, and then metrics used to monitor a business for scaling and its growth, rising. And then what is the mentor's role? Provide a perspective on the direction that the venture may take and providing inputs and advice on how that idea can be converted into a venture. So most of us have idea. So how are you going to convert that idea into a venture? So I gave you one or two examples. Okay. So even all of you are fond of these potato chips, no? So there is an interesting fact about that potato chips. Actually, when one of the I mean, one of the persons who went to that hotel for eating the potato, in US, when he wanted it to be more thin. Okay, so the owner got angry at one point that each time he rejected it to be very thick and so on. So it is how that potato chips came into being. They say, okay. So sometimes the beginning of something will be on a totally different plane, but it would have gone, okay, and be a successful model. And then the formation, you need to have a plan, philosophy, vision, validation, okay, product market fit, we call it MVP, okay, market, and then value and infrastructure scaling. So these are all important. And then you see here top 20 reasons why the startups fail. Okay, not the right team is 23 percentage. No market need. See, some of the products you don't have a market need, it is already there. Okay, so for that you don't, if you there is not a need, a bulk need, then those products will not be there for a long time. Okay, so some of the top 20 reasons why startups have failed, it is given here. Okay, so they have taken 101 startups that have run out of the market, and they have analyzed it based on that. Entrepreneurial passion, is the founding team just following trend, or do they truly possess an entrepreneurial spirit? Do you get the team, right team? And they have the founding team, the team that you have formed, do they have the same wavelength? Okay, and then the idea that can be validated, is it the marketable product? Okay, go to market GTM plan, does it have that, does it have that validity? There is a need for the product and the service. Now, founding team building blocks. So here also I have given some of them. Okay, so they should be the customer champion, okay, innovator, tech team, and then growth driver, support team. All these things are there. Then business planning, okay, four different levels: financial plan, marketing plan, and then operating plan, and MIS, metrics and market trends. Okay, so what is financial planning? Financial plan, it becomes the near term roadmap of the vision that the entrepreneur decides. Okay, the necessity of financial planning, some of the points, they are very crucial here. What are the variables that go into the determining pricing and produce profits? Okay, so what is the variable cost, what are the assets are used? Okay, and then how many months to break even given your proposed financing, and so on. So I think I have just thrown a light on some of the ways in which IND ecosystem could be enabled and nurtured within the higher educational institution. I would like to hear feedback and the questions from the students as well as the faculty.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Keertana, second
Yes.
MSc Physics, Adhiyaman Arts and Science College, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your informative session, ma'am. Is there, is there any specific economic support for rural women entrepreneurs given by government, ma'am?
Rural RED we call it. It comes under MNGRE, I think, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Entrepreneurship Development Cell something. You can browse that website. Rural Entrepreneurship Program they give, but the point is it could be done in the adapted villages. Okay, so the product that you develop, it should be beneficial to the those women in the villages, and then we can just show them that it generates livelihood there. Okay, so it generates livelihood there, and recently we have got one project cleared by the UBA, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan scheme, and through an external, I mean, through another national coordinator also, we have got recently only the fund is released. But nowadays they say that outcome generation, no, the livelihood generation, it should be there. So that is part of it. RED, rural entrepreneurship development programs, I think you can have within the orientation sessions in the college also, you can have. Okay, so maybe I'll just throw light on that new gen project products that I have been talking about. I know one of the nearby colleges, in my locality, they received nearly I think 1 crore or something for 60 products of their students. Okay, they developed 60 products. Okay, so I will probably share that information with your the website also where they applied and got it. I will
Yep.
share with your faculty, ma.
Okay. Thank you for your
Thank you.
valuable share time, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your profound knowledge and igniting our minds with ideas and inspiration. Your words have certainly added immense value to this session. To express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made today's webinar a success, I now invite Dharani from second MSc Physics, representative from Adhiyaman Arts and Science College for Women, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening to all. Respected dignitaries, esteemed speakers, and dear participants, it is indeed a great honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for today's enlightening session on the I&E ecosystem and startup landscape. On behalf of Adhiyaman Arts and Science College for Women Uttangarai and Sri Chandra Prabhu Minjur, I extend heartfelt gratitude to Madam Dr.B.Serena Margaret, Professor and Head, PG and Research Department of Physics, St.Mary College, Thoothukudi. My insights into the dynamics of innovation and entrepreneurship, combined with your eloquent presentation, have truly broadened our understanding of the startup landscape. Your talk has inspired us to explore new possibilities, encouraging both faculties and students to think creatively and embrace entrepreneurial initiatives. We are also deeply thankful to the management, principals, IIT conveners, and coordinators, and organizing teams of Adhiyaman Arts and Science College for Women Muttangalai and Sri Chandra Prabhu Jain College, Minjur, for their support and coordination in bringing these events to make success. Last but not least, a warm thank you to all the participants for your active engagement and enthusiasm, which made this session interactive and meaningful. Let us carry forward the ideas and motivation shared today into actionable steps on our campus and beyond. Thank you all once again. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dharani, for those kind words of appreciation and expressing our collective gratitude. With that, we conclude today's webinar on innovation and entrepreneur ecosystem and startup landscape. On behalf of the Institution Innovation Council of Sri Chandraprabhu Jain College, Minjur, and Adhiyaman Arts and Science College for Women, Salem, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to our honorable resource person, teams, respected faculty members, and all the participants who joined us today. Your presence and active engagement made this event truly meaningful. Let us continue to collaborate, innovate, and create a future driven by ideas and action. Thank you all once again. Stay safe and stay inspired. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.